Assalamu alaikum. I want to try out these calligraphy markers. I don't like that there's so much plastic wrap with it, but these are the only ones I could find. I don't know, for some reason it was hard to find markers, but let's get into some drawing today. So I'm going to try some outlines and kind of just play around. Um, I hope you are all doing well. It is February. It's a new year. I still count the new year until um, March. Doesn't quite hit me yet. New era. New president for my US folks tuning in. I don't know. I think it's an exciting time. Um, and definitely something worth seeing in the history books. Let's see. So it is winter, as I have mentioned, and this past week I've been really into going for walks at the beach or waterways in winter. Last week or earlier this week, the temperatures have dropped drastically to below freezing temperatures, and it was so beautiful, subhanAllah. The waterfront had like frozen over mostly, and there were like these huge chunks of ice that were just glamorous. Um, and yeah, I felt like I was almost in the Arctic. Not really, but it was really cool to see. Um, oh, I don't think I like these markers. um, but yeah, it was such a different perspective. It's funny when people think of the water and the ocean, they just think of the summer, but the ocean stays there year round. Um, Obviously, you're not going swimming in the winter, or maybe you are. Maybe you're adventurous, but I think the ocean just has its own beauty for every season. And here's the thing: I don't think it needs to be swam in. Is that how you say it? It doesn't need to be for swimming for you to enjoy. Um, because there's just so much different wildlife and so many different changes that happens with it. It's just fascinating to watch. And then I also went to another water place. I went to a few this past week. I just love seeing the frozen water, and it looked like little what is it called? Not glaciers, obviously, but it was just like these chunks of ice that was over it, and I don't know, I was just in awe. And it was so quiet too, because obviously most people like to go in the summer and swim, but like I said, I think the ocean has its own type of beauty that can be enjoyed year round. I don't know, I always grew up near the water, so I just appreciate the water and all of its seasons. Like, the ocean just brings peace to me. And I think the ocean too can have its own personality for personification, giving it a persona. Yeah, that's sort of like my highlight. I feel like I sound out of breath. um, but I don't know. Let's see these outlines. I used to, um, I mean, I still live pretty close to the water, but when I was younger as a kid, I lived even closer to the water. I could literally see it from our apartment. So I would go to the beach nearly every day, like between choosing to make plans with my friends on the weekends or going to the beach. I usually would go to the beach. And even if I did make plans with my friends, I'd be like, hey, why don't we go to the waterfront and like walk? put our put our toes in the sand. I don't know, something. It's just a whole experience. All right, so I think I'm using these markers incorrectly. So it says it's dual tip calligraphy. So maybe I should try writing something. Um, oh, strength. Oh, that looks so bad. Sorry, I just choked on myself. So I feel like I just got ripped off. Sorry, my room got sprayed earlier, and the smells of these what is it called? Air fresheners just don't do well with me. So strength. Okay, so they're not for coloring. They're good for lines. I'm good with writing. It's tipped, so you don't want to like press down on it. Yeah, I don't. I feel bad that I bought these now. Maybe I just don't know how to shop for markers. I kind of wanted like fine point. What is it called? I'm saying it as if like you guys know the answer. I'm talking to myself in my room. Fine point pens, sort of like the Sharpie ones. For some reason, my local store did not have it, and I didn't think it was worth my time and effort to go looking for markers. Like, of all the things that I need, I think it's like top, bottom, least necessity. That's okay. Live and you learn, right? Maybe once I write letters for March, I'll at least have something. Yeah. So what was I saying? I feel like people who do podcasts, they just have their life together, you know? They come on, they research what they want to say, and they go for, half an hour, and just talk. I'm just doing my mediocre videos on YouTube most of the time without a plan. But you know what? That's fine. Maybe, I want to try something with these markers. It's funny because I'll think of like topics when I don't have anything to film, right? But then when I come on, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm supposed to say something. I do like this color. Let's see. I don't really know what. You know what it is? I just need to find the type of video that I want to do instead of trying to figure out what people want to watch. Because I mean, obviously, I'm only really getting like 3 views per video, but it'd be cool to eventually have these, potentially bring in income. But I just gotta do stuff that I enjoy. I like just doodling. I really like this color actually. Is it purple or indigo? I'm not sure. But and I do wanna continue with reviewing books. I got some new books last month, and I'm ready to get into them. Most of them are regarding race and what is it? Like race issues, woman, that sort of thing. This, I will say 2020 has taught me that I sort of need to like relearn how I was taught things, because I feel like I was taught a very white-centric history. I'm here in the US. It's not really representative of most people, and the racism and the sexism and all the other isms that are very prominent in this culture are just very much put in a very like, oh yeah, that kind of happened, but like, when people are treated unjustly, it's not just whatever, those are people, those are their lives, and it's something that affects those groups of people today, and still have remnants of these types of things. I think just because we have technology or whatever does not mean that social injustices, systematic injustice systems are gone. And the reason why I got the books is because I really want to get a better understanding of who the Black, Indigenous, and people of color are, especially regarding here in the US, just because, I live here. And also just like, you can't really, it's good to listen to oppressed voices and diversify who you listen to. But I think too, when you listen to just a very whitewashed history, you only get a very skewed perspective of what really goes on. And obviously, as a kid, you don't really understand, you don't really question while you're being taught things. But, now as an adult, I have free will to learn or unlearn certain aspects, and I really want to get a better glimpse into the whole perspective. I think, like I said, it's been a very whitewashed, comforting aspect, but it's not fair to portray, to have a perspective of history where it views the people as heroes. And by the people as heroes, I mean like the settlers and the people who like benefited from the exploitation of others, I think it's about time that our history books are more diversified and less opinionated and more factual. So yeah, that's my little blabbing and sort of review on these markers. I would not recommend buying these. I don't know, maybe there's like some actual calligraphers out there like, no, these are like a great brand, but I would not buy these in the future. I do like the color fusions though, but I don't know. So this is just some sampling. I tried to write the word strength, but I didn't even it out correctly. And thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great day and you find something that you could find something that makes you happy today. All right, bye.